Hello. So I thought I'd introduce to you what I've been doing with my planner this year. This is pretty much the planner that actually got used the most. But I am going to preface this with a little bit of a trigger warning on it. You'll see in a second. So I had some issues when I first got this planner. It was a bit too crisp for me. That's just my personal taste. Everyone's got their own personal taste. And like straight off the mark, it had a mark on it, which annoyed me. So we then ended up kind of doing this. Yeah. So this is what my Thousand Sunny's A6 size planner now looks like. So the mark that was the first one that came was this little one. There was a mark down here. So this kind of instigated that. I like it. I'm glad it looks like it's getting used now. I'm happy with all these splotches on it and a mixture of things. This little guy, I don't know what that's doing, but I like it. It has patinaed really nicely. Like up here you can kind of, I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's got some nice patina to it. But like these marks sometimes are a bit like, I don't touch it with grubby hands, but it just goes, where I live, it goes kind of grubby looking. So this planner for this year was my language learning planner. And it's probably the best one I've kept up with out of all my planners. I think because I let go of trying to be perfect with it and just let it be what it was. I just have this guy in here with some papers in it. This one's cute. I think it was released a few years back. But there's like a baby panda, a polar bear there. It's very cute. I just, yeah, have some note papers in there. They mainly get used for like ink splotching or blotting. Didn't really do anything with that section. Tried something there, but it didn't really work. What worked the best, so I'm currently learning Chinese and Korean, particularly Mandarin Chinese. I've got some friends that are Cantonese and they're encouraging me to learn that too, but for now I think this is a pretty good thing. So here I've been tracking what language I'm learning each day and just giving myself a little quote for each day and alternating between the two. And it's been good. This has actually kind of worked. And this one, I'm okay backfilling this. Like I don't mind if I miss a couple of days and have to go back and like fill it in. None of this stuff is particularly, it's just from the courses I'm doing, most of this stuff. So it's no rhyme or reason as such. It's just for me to remember and go, oh yeah. But I'm really happy with how it looks. Again, I don't mind, like there was a mistake back here. Like this one, I don't mind if I make mistakes. This is where letting it go is, it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be. Like just fill it in. Same, like this I wrote too much stuff, so I had to write what it meant up there. So this is this month, and like I said, like I've missed those. Today is technically this day. I've missed those two. I don't mind going back and filling it in, but usually what I'll do is I'll wait till I'm doing, so they're both Korean that I was doing. I did do the Korean on the day, I just didn't fill these in. So when I get to Korean, which are these 2 days, I will fill those in as well. So we're just going to go throughout the year doing that. And then at the start of the year, so these are the little courses I signed up for and paid for. So I want to actually get somewhere with them. Some are quite large. So like these Mandarin ones, what's in them is actually quite large. So going on to the next stage is quite a big step. And I probably haven't really done it as well as I had. Whereas these, some of these ones are just little courses and I can get through them a bit quicker. But I'm really happy how this looks. I will probably do this again in the following year just to lay it out what I want to do. So then on the daily pages, I started with whatever my target language is for that day, plus a little bit of the other language. So like I've got some apps like Tida that tracks like practice. And so I don't want to lose out on the daily practice that it tracks. So I don't pressure myself to do anything like really big on that day with Korean, but I still have to do something so it ticks over. So this was some of the stuff I was doing, and I would do like one main day, and then like Tuesdays and Thursdays tend to be my like quieter days because I was doing other stuff. So I allow myself to still do what I need to track and still aim for, so this day was Chinese was my main one, Mandarin was my main one, so that's my main one in here. This was the start of the year and I seemed to do pretty okay, but there are still, like this is a weekend and I wasn't really sure what I was doing with the weekends. The other one I noticed with this one was the pen I was using, and I still love that pen, but the nib that was on it was a medium nib, and with the black it would keep transferring even if you waited for ages. And this annoyed me. It was just a bit too thick for what I wanted. So I didn't do as well with battling with that pen. So this is not bleed through, this is transfer. Like that's all just transfer. But I still really like how it's looking. That was a weekend. I just watched some TV shows. And I'm okay that these are blank. Again, some more. So January was pretty okay. The main days that are blank are weekends, but again, I've got some smudges everywhere. I still make mistakes and that's okay. It means I'm using it. February, I started writing a bit bigger. I'm not exactly sure why, I just did. More, still having the bleed through issues. I think I was persevering at this point, and just wanting to get it done. And like, I'm okay with this not having much in it. I still tended to do stuff, but I was getting ready for a holiday at this point, and I feel like that's where I dropped off the band. Yeah. So I dropped off kind of using this planner because I was planning the holiday, and then I went on the holiday, which was for a whole month. So instead, I've kind of back planned a little bit to reset myself, whereas these were all like little notes I had around the place. I've now put them in here. So it doesn't really follow any rhyme or reason as such, except to fill in this space, which I'm okay with. Like I said, I was on holiday, so I was still doing some of the little apps you could do on your phone, but a lot of this I actually was out of range, so I had no internet. So that's why it was handy being able to do these. While it didn't track my tracking things, I could still do a little bit of language learning separately. And it looks pretty. I get to use my fountain pens, so April I tried picking it up again with different pens. I was using a different pen and a different ink, which I really like the look of. Again, I'm not too fussed if I made a mistake. I was getting better at that point with it. And while a lot of these don't look like they're ticked off, I did do them. I just forgot to tick them off. And then there's some where I did have a bit, I think I got the flu around this time. So I feel, yeah. So I think I had the flu all before this, and this is where I came back and reset myself. And it's okay to reset yourself. Again, some mistakes. The reset was probably a good thing to do. It allowed me to reevaluate where I'm at, how far I got with it. You can see I'm ticking more things off. I'm still using different pens, so I've switched out the pens. And this seems to be working better. That's not transferring. There's still a bit of transfer, but nowhere near as much as what was happening with that other pen. Oops. And you can see my handwriting changes a bit throughout it as well, depending on the pen I'm using. Depends how my handwriting goes. So this was when I got the new nib for that other pen. I was unwell there as well. I'm pretty sure there was 2 times that I got the flu like within a week of each other. So this was that other pen with the new nib, and I like that so much better. It doesn't transfer as much. I think I was still getting over the cold I had. It really knocked me out, that cold. And like these title ones are all different pens too. It just allows you to play with them. All the pens. And even though I don't read Japanese down here, I like the fact that it is Japanese and you're getting these anime quotes in there. This is a different pen again, which is good because I actually like this. This is a brown ink that I was finding hard to put in other pens, and it really works well in this pen. So I missed some more. Like that. Just little. I don't really put anything on these days that much. I think coming along you'll see that I do it on one time, but and I'm starting to get a feel for, like, I like how a hangul looks in certain pens compared to other pens. I also have a few more pens that are better for Chinese character writing. And even though these don't have things filled in, I do tend to still do something related to it. So it's not so bad. I'm okay with this because it just means that I am still progressing of sorts. I haven't completely fallen off the bandwagon. And I know it's very repetitive, but that's what learning is. Lots of repetition. Oh yeah, here we go. So this is probably one example that I did write on I tried a way of saying, okay, for this month I'm going to try and finish all of these and see if I can get that one finished. I did finish that one, but I don't think I finished that one. Again, made a mistake, and that's okay. And this is another dog course I'm trying to finish. So that's why it pops up in there every now and then, namely on the Thursday or the Tuesday. That's another thing that I'm trying to do, which is transcribing something. Here's another cold I had. A pretty rough time catching colds at the moment. See, like this one I didn't write on because this kind of takes up that whole page, so I don't feel like I need to write on that one. More. Even when I'm sick, I'd like to try and like do something. I'm not always going to, but you never know. It makes you feel like you've done something for the day. And again, like I made some mistakes, but that's okay. See, even here. So this is the month we're in now. And each one of these like separate courses I actually am using as another Hobonichi in a little book for. If you'd like to see that, I can do videos on that. It's really just transcribing stuff, but I found it's a nice way on being able to use the books I love, or the covers I love, I should say, that I've bought in the past, and also use some of these books. And that's today. My little Elmo one, he's taken a pretty big knock with all that, but I like it. It means it's getting used. And then we'll just add some more in as we're going, but we've only got that year. So I've written out for the rest of the month. That's what I use for blotting paper. So just bits of it, and I'll just mark them off as I go. And I'll do November later. So I just have a random thing in the back here. You can see more patina, more pen, ink. I like it. I feel like if they were pirates, they would have, a book wouldn't be pristine. They would probably spill ink on it and cause chaos by it. Somehow I made a little island. I don't know how I did that one. And that looks like a fish. But yeah. And these are all kind of colours I really like. Like that's Robert Oster Citrus. This was Diamine Peach Haze, I'm pretty sure. This was an Irajuku ink. I think it's the Firefly one. That one's a Jacqueline Hubban ink. These ones I don't quite remember, but I think that one might be a Lamy ink. I'm not sure what that one might be a Lamy ink too. So, yeah. But that's my learning journal that I'm using. I hope you liked the video, and we'll see you next time.